Bishop David Oyedepo. Why we retired Bishop Thomas Aremu and David Abioye. Now to the news in full. Bishop David Oyedepo, founder and presiding bishop of Living Faith Church, also known as Winners Chapel, has defended the church policies on pastoral retirement amid criticism. The Vanguard reports. The controversy surrounds the retirement of Bishop Thomas Aremu and David Abioye, who served for 30 and 40 years respectively. Oyedepo explained that this retirement aligned with the church's operational guidelines, the mandate which set the retirement age at 55. During a sermon at Bishop Aremu's farewell service, Oyedepo emphasized adhering to established protocols. He noted that the church administrative policies were introduced in 1998 and reviewed in 2001, with the most recent update in 2024. This policy change aims to encourage new leadership while preserving the church's core value. Oyedepo retains the right to serve indefinitely, but future leaders will be limited to 1 or 2 7-year terms pending Board of Trustees approval. He advised critics to focus on their own affairs, saying, "My advice to commentators is to study, to be quiet, and mind your own business." Bishop Aremu reassured the congregation about the future plans, emphasizing loyalty to Winners Chapel. Bishop Abioye's farewell ceremony is scheduled for October 18, 2024, marking another significant transition for the church. Well, it is a good thing if it has been laid down for them in their constitution that this is how we do in our church, and they are okay with it, and they are resigning now. What is people's business with how they are running their church? It is nobody's business. That is their law. They said if there is no law, there is no sin. That is their own law in their own church, and these people are okay with it. It is for other youths to come up, that are coming up, to be able to have chance to pastor the church, and that is a good thing. Somebody cannot be there for forever. It's not possible, so let somebody else do him. Johnson Ojo says, why can't Oyedepo himself retire? Sit tight leader. He is the owner of the church, he is the founder, he is the CEO. So what is he resigning for? Bamidele Joseph says, at least all potential threats to your children are nailed by the policy. What potential threats? Akujeri says, greediness and fear of unknown has led Oyedepo to this mess. Okay now. John Jimo said, is this church administrative policy biblical? Anybody will run their church the way they want to. I don't think it is anybody's business. If that is the way he wants to run his church, and the people that are going to his church are comfortable with it, and they are not complaining, I don't see it as our own problem. There are many other issues that we should face in this country than somebody's church's problem. It is none of our business. Chris Legal says, once upon a time, there were 3 Davids. 2 Davids served, 1 David was smart, and the other David was loyal. The smart David started his own business. The loyal David waited for David, the master, to settle him. So that is my story. Okay, storyteller, what is the moral lesson of this your story? Amber Oko said, it is policy like this that make many not to be loyal to their church GO. Heaven will be full of surprises. The success says, how? Did I tell you they don't know the policy of the church even before they joined? Exactly. They must have already known these things, and they are okay with it. They must have agreed to it. So if they have agreed to it, it is none of our business. Oluwalifter said the greedy Oyedepo is just paving ways for his children and wife occupy some same strategy position in his business center. Well, if you have your own business, who would you want to have it? Is it not your children? Will you give it to outsiders? It is your children that will take over your business. If that is his business, he will definitely hand it over to his children. So he's securing the future of his children. How is that your business? Nnamdi Odona says, but they are not tired. That is what they have been doing for years. You may be pushing them to serve God by beginning another ministry. I won't blame them if they do. Oshobaba says, Oyedepo is way older than them, while he is still staying put. Frankly speaking, he is paving the way for his family to continue from where he stops, because he built the church by himself. It is his business. If he wants to hand it over to his children, so be it. As far as these people are okay, they've read the law and they are okay with it. Concern also. It doesn't really concern us. We should focus on the issues that we have in this country: food, light, electricity, fuel. That should be our business. We should not mind the business of other people that are doing their own thing in their own church, of which they have agreed to it. So it is none of our business. The truth is the owner is the owner. Exactly. Some Someone may have joined along the line, but he or she is never equal with the owner. Those challenging the retirement should first reflect on their beginnings till date. Each printed item from the church always carries a photo of Bishop Oyedepo and wife. That alone ought to signal some instructive information that he invested more than anybody coming with him. If he has invested in his church, you would not want him to open his eyes and let an outsider to take over his church. If that is what he believes in and that is what is working for him, then fine, let him give it to his children. Nobody should come from outside and take over what he has built all these years. If it was you, would you want that? Would you? Truth Gateway says, in business, it's only the business owner that can't be retired. You are appointed them, so you have the right to retire them. If God appoints a man to service, he don't retire them. Search scriptures. God can only stop working with such person if the individual drifts from the commandments and charge of his audience. Kevin Phillips said, this is family business, abeg. If it is family business, go conwana. Why didn't you retire and give chance to your assistants to superintend the affairs of the church, but you decide to prematurely retire them in order to pave way for your children to succeed you? That so-called policy of the church is lopsided because you masterminded the drafting. Review it to give a plain level ground for any senior pastor to succeed or take over as the GO. Why? Why would you want something that you've built for years to be given to somebody else? If he doesn't want it, he doesn't want it. And these people have served for 40 years and 40 years, 30 and 40 years, respectively. So that is a good time to retire. So if it is in the if it is in the church constitution that after so years you will be retired, and they've agreed to it, well, they are going, and they are not arguing, they are not fighting. What is our own business? It is not our own business. Ken says, I want to believe that Bishop Oyedepo will reverse what he's doing. If not, it will be very clear that something is wrong somewhere. What is he saying? Was Christ's disciples retired at any time? It's not as if these people are leaving the church. They are not leaving the church now. Some other people will take over from where they stopped. It's not as if they are going. And if they want to go and start their own church, fine. Everybody has their own different calling. If God has called them to their own ministry, then let them go and start it. But if not, they are still bona fide members of the church. It does not mean that they are leaving. They are only retired, but they are still working in the church. People that don't know how the church is managing their thing will just come and start saying so many things that does not concern them. If they are okay with it, it should not bother us. We should be bothered about our president and the way he is running the country. I'll be my listeners. Over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.